Hello, everybody, and welcome. I am Bricker Boom, and we are not going to have, at the moment, a weekly playthrough set this week. Instead, we had another D&D podcast, which I really enjoyed, except for this time, instead of DMs, it was players. So it was Atlas6570, my wife, Lady Bricker, Morticia Noir, and the Sharky Queen herself, Akio Ari. So, we talked just like we did with the DMs and had a lot of fun with it. So, I hope you enjoy the videos, and I will see you next time. Damn, Sopo was ready.
Dang it!
Jesus.
I was waiting for it. Jesus.
Man, he jumped on that real quick, too slow. Damn. Well, welcome in, Sopo, and welcome in, everybody.
Initiative was way higher. That's fine.
All right. Well, naturally, need to go ahead and roll. Yes, a 19.
I got a 17.
Good. Lady Bricker got a. Aw, Ari.
What the damn hell? What the damn hell?
So Ari, I think
No.
that means that you can go first.
All right, that's fine.
So, what we'll go ahead and kind of do as the introductions is go around, say hello, your name, your Twitch, all that stuff, and then how long have you been playing D&D?
All right, so it's me. I'm the lucky one.
He is the lucky Nat 1.
So I am Akio Ari or Ari, whatever you prefer. You can find me on Twitch and things under the same name. I'm very new to D&D, but I heckin' love it. It's an awesome experience. I actually get to use my imagination, which haven't been, you don't get a lot of chances to do that in adult life. So I really, really enjoy it.
Not enough.
No, no, not a whole lot of call for that.
Right? Lady Bricker, looks like you were the next lowest. If you want to go ahead and introduce yourself and how long you've been playing.
Yeah, so I'm Lady Bricker or Lady B, whatever you prefer. I've been playing D&D for about 3 years now. I think that sounds right. Been in quite a few different campaigns. Yee. And I am starting streaming next week.
Is. Alright, Tishy, you are next.
Alrighty. I am Mortish or Tishy. I also stream stuff. And I've been playing almost 7 months of D&D.
Nice.
And I like it. I get to be weird.
Well,
yeah.
Alright, baby, I mean, Atlas.
You can call me whichever ones. I'm good with that. I am Atlas6570. I have been doing D&D for exactly 3 games. I've known about it since I was 16, which at this point was many moons ago. And I'm excited to be here.
Nice. And finally, I am Bricker Boom. I have been playing D&D for, let's see, I'm almost 31. I've been playing for about 15 years off and on, but haven't really been consistently playing it until about 2.5 years ago, when I switched from the last time I did it, which was 3.5, into what we're now playing 5e. So, to those that are watching, just to give you a little bit of background, just wanted to gather some people with varying experience, kind of talk to them about hurdles that they may have jumped over to get into character creation, and just be able to hang out and have fun for a couple hours. And then after this, we'll go ahead and hop into Breath of the Wild. But anything that you guys want to say before we get started?
I'm just happy to be here.
I'm so happy to have you.
Yes!
Yes, queen!
Yes, queen!
All right. Well, and this open forum basically, but for you guys, what is advice that you guys would offer in regards to making a backstory or making a character? What has been the most challenging thing? What have you guys liked? Just to kind of start off there. God, it's like school. Nobody wants to answer.
Go.
I mean,
You go.
the first time I mean, I liked to write stories a lot more when I was a kid, and a little bit into adulthood. So it was since, I'm 35, 36 later this year. It was the first time I really got to actually cut loose and actually write a backstory. It was pretty vanilla, my backstory. I know you guys haven't read it quite yet, but a lot of it just was being able to actually express myself into the form of using my imagination more than I have in a long time, too. So it was just kind of fun to be able to actually, throw some shit together.
Nice. You have the bag of holding that we came across the last session that tried to suck in Lady Bricker. Me and Tishy have been spitting back and forth so many conspiracy theories about your character since we've heard that. I'm like, I gotta reel in expectations because we did start at level 1, but damn am I curious about what happened.
Soon. That's all I got for that, though.
All right.
Because you went, I don't even really know where I picked it up. That's just what Soap told me to say.
Oh, okay. So he's feeding you these.
But I do
these
know,
lines.
but I don't know.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
the character clearly knows, but I don't know.
They don't know that we know that they know.
Listen here, you little shit.
Well, I'll go.
Yes.
Woohoo! So again, I'm totally new to this. I was approached by another streamer who specializes in brand new players. So my first campaign was on a stream, which was kind of terrifying. The hardest part for me was just knowing what choices to make. I didn't realize how intricate it was, but absolutely loved it. So with the different like classes and everything, I would just suggest definitely reading up on things and
Reading is
learning
for
more about.
nerds.
Yeah, no, I love it though, but just I didn't realize there was just so many different things. So I was trying to find something that didn't necessarily fit me per se, but my most recent character, her name was Sharkira. She was a dark elf wizard. She loved to start fights, and she had an unequivocal love of bacon. So I mean, she was pretty well rounded.
Am I imagining didn't I picture you saying that you used to yeet somebody into combat?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
A gnome? Is it the gnome? It's always the gnome.
The no- I
I mean,
mainly
that
just
happened in our first
Yeah,
one.
multiple times.
usually
I
just
love
eat
that.
myself, but
Power
love
word
that.
yeet.
yeet.
So if I had to give any advice, it would be it's okay not to have everything planned out about your character, because I know personally, like when I made my first one, I had like base ideas about her, but I didn't know everything. And then as we sort of journeyed in a few sessions in, I was like, huh, she like became alive in a way. Things clicked with her from the backstory. So I was able to kind of find who she was each session.
And correct me if I'm wrong, you are playing a barbarian, correct?
Yeah, she's a high elven barbarian.
I know Atlas is playing a paladin, which I forgot to cover. Tishy's a bit quiet. I can fix that and turn up the audio real quick. There we go. That should help. Okay. What about you, Lady B?
What was the question?
The question was, let me backspace here. What advice?
Sorry.
No, you're fine. Apparently I made a typo because I said, "What is advice you would officer in regards?"
Yeah,
but what would
I
you?
saw
Yeah,
that.
what would you offer in regards to making a backstory, finding your character, learning about them, etc.?
Oh gosh. So actually, with the first character that I created about 3 years ago, my biggest issue was creating the backstory. So one of the things I did was just like, well, let's look at classes. Oh, cleric, that sounds fun. They serve patrons, gods, goddesses. So I kind of like started looking into lore of the patron that she's going to serve. So that kind of helped me from there. But I feel like as you go along with a campaign, your backstory is going to develop some more. Also look into information about the race that you're playing as well. So she was an elf, a wood elf to be exact, and that helped a lot. Just don't be afraid to Google shit.
Also, just to kind of piggyback onto that as well, for those that may not be into D&D just yet, never hesitate to ask your DM, like, what type of world you're going to be in, what they allow. For example, in the campaign that I'm playing in currently, it's a no artificer rule. Not that he has anything against the class, but it just doesn't fit well in the world. So make sure that you kind of have those things discussed as well. This way you know what you can and cannot play. It honestly, anything that helps narrow down the insane amount of classes and races there are, honestly, the better. So moving right along here, let's see, chaos. You guys, I hate it. So I know that a couple of you have played multiple characters at the very least. But even if you've only played one, you can still kind of answer this and go with it. What was the hardest thing that you actually faced when making the character? And then if you've made multiple characters, what was the hardest thing that you faced the first time making a character, and then this time with your most recent character?
I can actually start.
Okay.
Yeah. So with my first character, it was the hardest thing was the information overload.
Fair.
So picking the class and then picking the race, but then seeing, oh, she's an elf. They have all this stuff. She's a barbarian. They have all this stuff. So just learning all the different features of technically who she is was kind of the most difficult thing for me with the first one. With my most recent character, which is technically my backup, it was realizing, hey, maybe she's not going to be the most likable person, but that's okay, and I'm going to have fun playing her regardless.
I'm assuming this is your barbarian, because Addie is very sweet.
No, it's the swashbuckler who you despise.
Listen, she thinks that she's more flashy than my bard. No, immediate hate boner.
Oh, honeybee.
Did you say boner?
Oh yeah, big old raging hate boner.
I'm sorry, I'll be quiet now.
No, I love it. Listen, the last one was chaos. I want this to be chaos as well.
That was great. Continue.
Yep, that's it.
All right. Well, what was the most challenging then for the first character? I may have missed that part.
Oh, it was the information
Oh,
overload.
the information. Yeah, you're right. My bad.
Mhm.
All right. Listen, baby ankle, do not give me that face. You know what? You go next.
I have no challenges because I'm amazing.
Oh, well, that's fair.
I'm just kidding. No, I can actually parrot the information overload. That was a lot like I've been playing RPG since I was a wee lad, so I had a pretty good idea about like the general idea with when it comes to creating classes, because a lot of the modern video games these days have the same ideas behind charisma, your basic attack, damage, stuff like that. One of the hardest things for me, though, especially kind of to go back off of the backstory, is just knowing what's too much. I think I wrote 3 pages of backstory for my first
For a
time.
level 1 character.
For a level 1 character, because I'm like, I have no idea what to write. Like, what's too much? What's not enough? What's everybody else doing? How crazy it going to be? So it's just kind of knowing for me what's too much, because I was really excited to play with you guys. Don't tell anybody I ever said that, or I will find you.
Oh, man, this is going on YouTube later. Tishy, do not edit that out, please.
I'm gonna zoom in on your face.
So, and then, but no, it was just trying to make sure I wasn't doing too much, but at the same time, I didn't want to be like, yo, I have up dwarf palette, and he's just kind of here. So just trying to find that balance, and I'm not ashamed that I wrote 3 pages. It's a really good story, but just having it fit into the world where I'm not, running around swinging out and killing freaking giants and stuff like that was just hard to balance.
Yeah, because I feel to a degree, and if you guys agree or disagree, of course, I kind of feel like video games make it seem that a level 1 D&D character, especially if you've never played before, a lot of video games that you play have you going out at level 1, killing giants, killing beholders, things like that, and that is definitely not the case. So I kind of feel like video games, in a way, kind of set you up to fail in that regards.
They show you the unideal body these days, don't they?
You may not like it, but this is what peak performance looks like. Alright. What about you, Lady B?
I know, it's because I'm using the push to talk and it disappears if you don't move your mouse.
Fair enough.
So first character, I think we kind of went over that. The main issue that I ran into was creating the backstory. Most recent characters, I'm actually going to go over both the ones I'm playing right now. So in your campaign, the one that we started after the New Year, actually on New Year's Day, now that I remember, picking the race was the hardest part because I feel like everyone in the party was trying to make a different race that they've never played before. So I'm playing the Dalkin. Think Avatar people without ears, really. Yeah. And I thought that was just a really cool concept anyway. From what I understand, they're from Magic the Gathering, for all you nerds out there.
And everybody that's watching and everybody that's in this voice chat.
Yeah. So that was my main issue with this new campaign that we're playing for you. And then in Soap's campaign, my issue in that one was also race, because it's like, do I want to be a tall race or a short race this time? So landed on Gnome for that, Matilda. I was like, ooh. Now, the other thing about these two new characters was the classes, because it's like, what am I going to be this time? You know, so now I have a druid and then another cleric I wanted to play.
Alright.
That was kind of funny you mentioned that, because I was like, man, my WoW character was a human paladin, but I can't do that vanilla. So I chose dwarf instead.
Oh, come on. Go full vanilla.
I do play a human in another campaign. I mean, they're not that bad.
Lack of dark vision kind of sucks, though.
Yeah, I don't want to be running around like Cass does.
Unless you get the belt of Dwarven Kind
Also,
that gives you dark vision. Yes.
Or,
no, that just sounds racist against dwarves.
Listen, it is confirmed that all dwarves can see in the dark. It's fine.
So we need to
So
get you
immediately you put on a belt and you can see as well as me? I don't think so. That's racist.
Listen,
You also have a chance of getting a beard.
Also, yes.
Okay, no, I'm done. I quit. I'm done.
He's like, I have seen
this
the
is not
peak
realistic
of
enough.
D&D.
And this right here is about all you get with me, so I'm not okay with that.
Well, maybe we'll make it so that's all the dwarf get. Maybe if you would wear the belt of Dwarven Kind, your beard shrinks in character.
No, that belt would break against my dwarf's beard.
Ari, how about you? Anything specific that you struggled with when you first started making your character?
I mean, pretty much everything.
Honestly, honest.
I mean, really though, we'd used D&D Beyond, and I'm just going through picking out things, and I'm like, I don't know what this does. Let's click on it. Let's choose that. Let's choose that. And I mean, it did have all the information there, but I couldn't even wrap my head around it. But the funniest part, I would say, was the very first episode, or I guess episode 0, when we're just talking about our characters. Everyone went around the room with a backstory, and I'm like, oh shit, was I supposed to do that? So I just had to pull a story out of my ass, but it ended up working.
And you said you played a wizard?
I did. I mean, again, like with wizard, I was like,
spells.
I know. I was like, I want to pew out of my hands. Like, let's do this.
I mean, you picked the right class for sure, but my god, you literally. There are so many characters that would have been so much easier for you to play, and you went,
I know,
fam, I know what to do.
I learned that later, but I'm just clicking on stuff. I'm like, ooh, piece of candy. Like, what does this do?
So, I gotta ask then, how powerful did you feel when you got Fireball for the first time?
oh my god, I could control the entire world. Like I was being a little ludicrous with it though. Like there's a troll like in one of our episodes, like there's a troll or something. I threw a lantern at it and I was like, let's go, man, let's go. So I got a little too into character there, but I really enjoyed it.
Were you the I didn't ask how big the room was. I said I cast fireball type.
No, I would ask, well, not necessarily how big the room is, but I would just be like, how close am I to so and so? And then every time I would say, I want to use burning hands, not knowing exactly what that would all entail. When my whole group went, oh, I was like, oh wait, I mean no. So just the whole thing was a learning experience, but now I feel a little more well prepared the next time I play.
Good. I know that your session just ended. Do you have an idea of what you want to play next time around?
I have no idea. I mean, again, just because I'm so new, I'm interested in getting into anything. Creating a different character, one that's not as complex as the one that I made, but yeah, I mean, yeah, just really up for any adventure, really.
Okay. So with that being said then, because I know everybody here now at this point has played Spellcaster of some sort, what is the easiest way that you guys have memorized spells? Do you typically have, like, for example, I'll have a bunch of Google tabs pulled up if I'm on the computer, even though the website will tell me what the spells do. I hate the fact that I misclick on occasion, and then it tells you the spell, and I'm like, well, the DM now knows my plan. Abort mission immediately.
I have a notebook. I have a cheat sheet.
A paper note. Oh my god. That's so much information to have to write down.
Well, no, I don't write down everything. I write down, so I always have a player's handbook nearby, but I also write down like cheat sheets of like, this is touch, this is vocal, somatic, like the different things, the range and stuff, things I need to know like in quick time while battle's going. And then if I need a full description, I look it up.
Okay. Has that, just out of curiosity, because I know that some people, after they've looked at something a few different times, it kind of helped them memorize the details of it. Has it helped you memorize everything that you need to, or certain spells, or not really?
No, me, small brain.
Got that goldfish brain going on. It's like, oh, this says fire. That's all I need to know.
I've looked at Chill Touch like 3 different times, and I still don't know what it does.
I like the fact that you admit it.
No shame.
That's fine. What about you, Ari?
Well, since I was a wizard, I mean, kind of easy to remember what I had, but using D&D Beyond was really helpful for me just so I had it like sitting right there in front of me. But same thing, I had tabs open if I wasn't sure like exactly what something would do or how far it would reach. I mean, I know it says it on the D&D Beyond website, but it's like very minimal information. So basically, yeah, just consulting the Googles was really helpful. And then again, like I said, I sometimes went against the grain and decided to tackle enemies instead of use spells. So, when in Rome, you just kind of figure it out as you go along.
You're a wizard with probably the lowest AC that any class ever gets, and you thought, you know what? I'm a bull rush him. How often did that actually work for you?
I think the second time I did it, it worked.
Okay.
I want to say, from what I remember.
Second time it worked. How many times did you do it after that?
None, because my poor DM, I thought I was not the only one tackling. There was another half-elf that was also tackling.
Oh my god!
I think he jokingly said, the next person that tackles is gonna die. I was like, okay, no more tackles.
That's when you tempt fate and you immediately tackle.
I wanted to. For the record.
Honestly, I'm a little surprised that you didn't.
I'm surprised as well. I didn't want to die.
It's fine. Nobody dies in D&D. What are you talking about?
No.
And make sure, if you haven't yet, follow me on www.twitch.tv/brickerboom. Love you guys.
Because I was really excited to play with you guys. Don't tell anybody I ever said that, or I will find you.